Hi, my name is Samad Tassim, and I will be talking about arranged marriages today. How would you feel if you had no control over the decisions you make in your life? That other people had the ability to control them for you? What if the decisions were life-changing decisions that would be hard to turn around, if at all possible? That is exactly a reaction that you would typically find from arranged marriages from a Western society point of view. Arranged marriages are marriages in which the couple is chosen by close friends or parents, rather than the couples themselves. Although this method of marriage is viewed negatively in Western societies because of the lack of human rights, they statistically have a higher rate of success. If we leave the West for a few days and transplant ourselves into a culture that promotes arranged marriages, we will in time realize the logic behind this practice and appreciate the reasons why they work. In an arranged marriage, a man and a woman are chosen to be married by parents or close friends based on culture, compatibility, and upbringing. Sometimes the parents have these matches made out as early as birth. These types of marriages are mostly popular in southern part of Asia, mainly India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, but is also found in places such as Europe and Middle East. In these parts of the world, it is believed that parents know their kids what is best for their kids. It is also believed, and is quite true, that these parents have been living in the world a lot longer than their children have. So it would make more sense for them to know the good and bad about the world. And then based off of that knowledge, they'll be able to figure out what kind of a compatibility they have. Sometimes the situation can be so extreme that the couple who have been arranged to be married have never said a single word nor laid an eye on each other until the night that they get married. This, however, is a rare case that you would find nowadays. In today's modernized societies, arranged marriages are happening only if both sides of the family, including the couples to be married, are in agreement. Most arranged marriages no longer trigger a negative reaction because a good number of them are not forced. Parents who arrange marriages are fully aware of the children can also refuse the selected partner, in which case that they'll simply just look for another one. Arranged marriages have been occurring in these parts of the world for many years, so it'd be really hard for them to change with the norm of the society just because of outside influence. There are many people who argue that arranged marriages interfere with human rights because it undermines with the ability to choose one's life's partner. They also argue about the likelihood of a successful marriage and the perception of how it's possible not only to know someone before marrying them. As stated in the article, What Is It For You, Arranged or Love Marriage by Ramila, one of the usual questions asked in arranged marriage is that how can you marry somebody you don't know? Knowing somebody before marriage allows partners to have better respect and understanding for each other and their needs and desires. This way they are better adjusted in the marriage when they finally take their wedding vows. If knowing someone before marriage allows partners to have better respect and understanding for each other, why is there a nearly 50% divorce rate in the United States alone? If you think about it, in an arranged marriage, finding a compatible partner based on culture, which was mentioned earlier, is a good thing. The reason for this is because if two people are from the same culture and same religion, then most likely they'll have the same beliefs about marriage, family, and culture, which decreases the likelihood of a divorce. Given that a man and a woman come from a similar background and therefore share the same views on marriage and family, the chance of the divorcing due to irreconcilable differences is not as strong as in Western societies. This speaks for itself when given an example of India, a place where arranged marriages are the norm and has an extremely low divorce rate. Factors that family base their decisions on can include elements like his or her economic status, family reputation, education, vocation, looks, religion, and sometimes a dowry. Dowries are the money, goods, and or property that a woman brings to her husband after the marriage. No method of marriage is guaranteed to work, but it is actually a proven fact that arranged marriages have a significantly higher success rate when compared to love marriage relationships. Despite all the negativity brought upon arranged marriages, I would like to add one of the success of arranged marriages with a live example of my parents. And here's my visual aid. It's a picture of them. They arranged to be married and have now been happily married for 20 years. Yes, like every marriage, there were good times and bad for them. They would argue and fight, but would also enjoy each other's company and go out and spend time together shopping or doing other things. My mom and dad barely talked to each other as children and teenagers, but since their parents felt that they were a good match, they really seemed like they were meant for each other. I'm sure the love for each other wasn't entirely present the day of their marriage, but over time, as they became better acquainted and became better friends, love grew along with it. It's also preached by parents where arranged marriages are a practice that you must decide with your head, not with your heart. For people who live in societies where arranged marriages are the practice, they are convinced that if they don't feel any passionate love when the marriage takes place, love will bloom eventually. It is more important to consider the social and economic viability of the marriage rather than put romantic love at the forefront, which will fade away anyway because the romantic love is at best a superficial feeling. Although there may be a few flaws in arranged marriages, they work and have been working for quite some time. If people have been doing this for centuries now, then there must be a valid reason why it's working. Or why it's working and why they're continuing to do it. I think the reason an arranged marriage is more successful than a love marriage is because parents play a critical role in their children's future life decisions. Parents are believed to be the guidance for their children. Being that it is one of the most important days of every person's life, marriages should be thought out well and as well as finding the most compatible person. This is key to having a good, long, and healthy relationship. Using their own marriage experiences, the parents of the young adults take everything into account when arranging a marriage. In the end, they only want the best for their children. Without parents in one's life, the children have the tendency to feel very lost. Because of the continued success of arranged marriages, this method of marriage will probably be around for a long, long time to come, and should continue to be practiced because of the effects it has on couples. That's all.